Hi there, my name is Ange, otherwise known as Pumpkin Geek, and this... Oh, hi there, we'll try again. Hi there, my name is Ange, otherwise known as Pumpkin Geek, and this week it's time to talk, and it's basically a little bit of a rant about Boris Johnson and politics and Brexit and just how it seems like British politics is a steaming pile of poop on fire at the moment. I do apologise for the camera quality. My usual one is a bit broken at the moment, and I figured it was better to do something using the webcam, which is also dreadful. Missing another week, so do apologise about that. We are working on getting a better camera and recording some stuff during the week, so there'll be another better quality video up on Wednesday. So yeah, Boris, Burkas and Brexit. If anybody doesn't know what this is about, basically this week Boris Johnson had an article published, and I think his intention was to say, Burkas shouldn't be banned, but in the process he compared women who wear the burqa to a postbox and said that they look like bank robbers. Not a great move, Boris. I mean, cultural sensitivities being as they are at the moment, you have just possibly set them tensions going again. I mean, you can dismiss Boris as being a bit of a Burke and a bit of an idiot, but sorry, just wiping that off. A bit of a Burke and a bit of an idiot and a bit harmless, but at the end of the day, especially with the racial tensions that Brexit has also brought up at the moment, certain right-wing leaning people, she says, putting it politely, may use this as an excuse to attack Muslims simply because Boris has said what he has said. My personal view on this is if it was any other politician, they would have been definitely made to apologise, possibly made to resign, but it seems like because it's Boris Johnson, he's able to get away with it because he's got this reputation of being sort of like a harmless bimbo, as it were. Not bimbo, just harmless, and, well, it's sort of like, it's Boris being Boris, but Boris being Boris is just not an excuse, especially when he is one of these people who may potentially lead the Conservatives in the future. Theresa May is on very rocky ground at the moment. Also, I've heard because there's a number of letters gone into the party about her, like the party executive, and if they reach a certain number of letters, they have to do sort of like a vote of confidence with her. She hasn't got the number of letters against her yet, but apparently, it's a possibility in the future. Especially with the way that Brexit has gone. Oh God, Brexit. In the last couple of weeks, we have been told about the possibility of food shortages and lack of medicine, and the fact that the army might have to be involved to distribute food and medicine, and at ports, goods coming in, they're just going to be piling up. And, this is a grim reality of what a no-deal Brexit may look like. Now, you've got to remember, at least from my research, that, 80% of the negotiations are done, and a no-deal Brexit is definitely going to harm Britain. Perhaps not so much Europe, but it is definitely going to harm Britain, especially when it comes to things like the Northern Ireland border, and the fact that we do rely on imports for certain food groups, and especially with regards to the NHS, for medicines such as chemotherapy, diabetes medicines, even stomas for kids. That's quite terrifying, especially since they have come out and said that there's no way that they're going to be able to prepare for that by March. And, drug companies are already starting to stockpile supplies if a no-deal Brexit does happen. I mean, I'm hoping that it's just the worst case scenario that I've read about in the papers, but at the same time, if that is our future, Brexit is suddenly not making any more sense. I mean, I will be honest, I voted to remain, so I will have a certain bias towards it, but I was reading today that a lot of towns that did vote for Brexit, and I'm sort of going, whoa, no. Again, my personal feeling on this is, since it's come out that the Leave Party have broken quite a lot of rules and laws and regulations, that should have been investigated and possibly the vote redone if required. But even more embarrassing is the fact that both main parties are tearing themselves apart over this with regards to Theresa May and the Chequers deal, when she thought everything was sorted and rosy and yay. And then it was like, no. Top members of her Brexit negotiation team, including the guy who was supposed to be leading it all, David Davis, just going, it's unworkable, and walking away, just ugh. And at the same time, with Labour, not only are they tearing themselves apart over Brexit at the moment, with the party saying their official policy is not to have another vote, sort of like the so-called people's vote on the final deal, but also the whole anti-Semitism route that is happening at the moment. And, as much as I was a supporter of Corbyns at the time, and I may have been swept up a little bit in Corbyn mania, I think the best thing for the party perhaps would be for Jeremy Corbyn to step down. I mean, there is suitable people that could, unlike the Tories, Labour do have suitable people who could step in. Now, I'm thinking the likes of Keir Starmer or Harriet Hammond if she's still around, or David Lammy. They do have respect of the party, and they will get voters on side as well. The longer this anti-Semitism row drags on, and I don't know the ins and outs of it, I don't know the truth about Corbyn when it comes to that, but it's quite damaging to the party at the moment, when they really should be kicking the Conservatives' ass in terms of voter support and Westminster points and stuff. Again, I will hold my hands up and say I did vote Labour in the past. I haven't for the last couple of years. My allegiances have switched to the Green Party because they just make more sense to me and my beliefs, but it's quite depressing at the moment that we are facing we could be on the cusp of one of Britain's biggest crises, with regards to, definitely in my lifetime, with regards to a possible no-deal Brexit, and they're too busy fighting each other and not doing enough to sort of get this deal sorted, actually do what they claim they were going to do and get the best deal for Britain. Walking away with a no deal, as far as I'm concerned, and of course I'm not an expert in this, just isn't going to be the best deal for Britain. We're going to end up in world trade rules without anything in place, and for at least short term it's going to be a disaster, and long term I don't see it improving anytime soon. So yeah, I guess this video has dragged on long enough. If anybody is still watching it and got through it, congratulations. If you'd like what you've seen and want more content like this, then hit the like button or subscribe. And like I said earlier on in the video, I'm planning on recording some more content during the week once I get my camera fixed. Hoping it's a simple solution. If not, I'll